Hey, this is Dan with rivetedmarket.com. Are you ready to bring your Airstream lock to the 21st century? Join me today and we will be installing the Yale August Wi-Fi Smart Lock and the Yale Keypad with fingerprint touch access. To make sure that this lock is fully compatible with the Airstream existing deadbolt, we will be using the CAMPAIR Smart Lock Integration Kit. It features a keypad enclosure, weatherproof, stands up to all the elements, a deadbolt shaft adapter that connects directly to the Trimark lock on this 2019 Airstream, but is also compatible with other Airstreams that feature this lock, and a band that attaches around the smart lock, ensuring that the attachment wings don't open in transit and you lose your lock. For the installation, everything will be the same as August lays out in their instructions. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to remove this internal thumb turn. August recommends that you put tape on the outside. I'll just be holding it so the outside lock doesn't fall down. I will be reusing the screws that were originally in the thumb turn. So here I see it says door side that way and up this way. I'm going to put it right over the shaft and begin threading the screws. Don't fully tighten the screws at this point. Just ensuring everything is lined up straight. At this point, do your best to line up the shaft as centered with this plate hole as possible. The reason you want this perfectly centered is otherwise the adapter might bind on the outside and possibly break in the future. That's why this particular piece is fully centered. Now, if you look closely, the actual plate is off to the right ever so slightly. You're not going to notice this once you install the actual August lock because it's perfectly round. But the only way that I found to perfectly center the shaft in this mounting plate is shifting it off slightly to the right. The next step, I have the lock ready to go. I have the CAMPAIR adapter right here. The adapter has a slight bump, a raised piece. That part needs to be pointing up. So you're going to insert it as far as it can go. Then you're going to take your lock, open the wings on the back, and ensure it's in the unlocked position, so it turns counterclockwise as far as it can go. Then you're going to put it right on top of the adapter. It's also important to note that you want to start this entire process with the Airstream lock in the unlocked position, all the way counterclockwise. So then you're just going to insert this lock right over the shaft. Might have to wiggle it around a little bit. And once you feel that it's sat on the mounting plate and engaged in the adapter, you're going to close the wings on either side to lock it. At this point, just like the August instructions mentioned, you want to make sure that the lock fully works. And as you can see, it's working like that. Now, going back to the CAMPAIR kit, you'll find this ring. This is the securing ring, which it'll ensure that these wings stay closed even in transit and won't vibrate open. The way you put this on is you just hold the tab on the bottom. You're going to stretch it around the lock. It's probably the hardest part of the entire install. it's stretched, you're going to push it all the way back. And that's it. It sits all the way in the back and ensures that it doesn't open. If you ever need to remove the lock in the future, you just grab the tab on the bottom, pull downward, stretch it, pull it right over. At this point, you will continue the instructions that came with the August lock into calibrating it and setting it up with the app. Once you're done installing the August deadbolt lock, the next item that I highly recommend and is a game changer if you want to have one less key to worry about, especially the main one to get into the Airstream, and that's the keypad enclosure right here. You could set up as many codes as you want for access. You might even be renting out your Airstream on Airbnb, so this adds to the game changer part of it. We don't use our Airstream as an Airbnb, but we do have smart locks at home that we're very used to, and I personally don't like to carry around extra keys if I don't have to. Anyway, going back to this access keypad, the CAMPAIR integration kit also comes with this keypad enclosure that perfectly houses the keypad. There's no screws involved in installing this, so don't worry, you don't have to hurt the Airstream. Comes with VHB tape, which is strong enough to outlast anything. And inside, the keypad is actually also held with VHB tape. The keypad enclosure has been uniquely designed to fit the specific keypad perfectly, as you can see. Some unique features of the keypad enclosure include this metal hinge over here that can be tightened if you want the keypad enclosure to stay open. Punch in your code and then manually close it. Or if you loosen these using the included Allen wrench, it will open up and then auto shut as soon as you take your hand off of it. That's how we have it set up. Also has a magnetic clasp, so you don't have to worry about it opening while in motion. Another feature of the keypad enclosure is this tiny hole right here. So the keypad is made of two parts. It has the back shell and the front actual keypad. If you ever need to change the batteries or anything, you're supposed to insert a paper clip right in there and it'll pop that open. The benefit of having this little hole here is that once it's mounted on the VHB tape, you'll never have to remove it. If you ever do have to replace the batteries, you'll just put a paper clip in there. It lines up perfectly with this hole over here. You'll be able to pull that up. So I'm going to start by removing the VHB tape. I already put the pieces on the inside. The inside ones are slightly shorter than the ones on the back. I'm going to peel off the top layer. Once those are peeled, I'm going to center the keypad inside. I'm going to apply pressure. VHB tape normally takes 1 to 2 days to cure. Now you have to decide where you want to mount it. So just some suggestions. Don't mount it anywhere near the center of the Airstream, especially right here, because as this door opens, this is the closest part that's going to be here. So if you want to mount it on the body, I'd say right over here next to the hinge possibly, or even on this side of the awning, which I kind of like because it's kind of inconspicuous, which is the whole intention of this keypad enclosure, especially the color, which also is silver or gray to complement the Airstream. So I do like this space right here. It's kind of protected also by the awning frame. So to get this ready for surface mounting, I'm just going to get some IPA. So now that we're ready to place the keypad there, I'm going to remove the adhesive. So now we're ready to mount this keypad enclosure onto the Airstream. I'm going to do my best to keep it as parallel to this line right here as possible. Once you got it, go ahead and apply some pressure. There we go. One piece of advice when deciding where to mount this thing is be mindful of any obstructions below it, because when you do need to change the batteries, or if you didn't set it up, you're going to have to access that access hole with the paper clip. And another piece of advice when you are mounting the adhesive backing, to keep it as low as possible. Again, being mindful of that access hole when you do need to pull it out. So now that the smart lock is fully set up, let's test it. I already set up a pin code and my fingerprint. Let's see if it reads my fingerprint. Okay, so that should have locked it. Yeah. Door is locked. Now let's see how fast it can unlock. There we go. So you press and hold it to lock. And then fingerprint or code to unlock. And now your Airstream lock is in the 21st century. And now we're going to demonstrate how weatherproof this enclosure is. We have an electric pressure washer here. Gonna give that a minute to drip off. And we're nice and dry inside.